really wanted to do with Burnout Revenge on 360 is give the fans, more than they've ever could hope for. We kept all the same content. We didn't cut anything. It was more cards, more tracks. Some of the things we added were 10 exclusive crash missions that you couldn't play ever before. One of them I like is called Car Wars. It's towards the end of the game. You really go off this huge, 40-foot ramp and you're kind of flying in space for a little bit, and then you try to land on the top of the overpass. We've had mixed reviews on whether people liked or didn't like the whole kind of swing start that you saw in Burnout on the Xbox. So with Revenge on the Xbox or the PS2, you had to click to start, stop it at the top, stop it at the bottom, and then if you get it in a certain, angle, you got this perfect start. So we decided, let's get rid of that and let's put in a new system where it's ready, set, go, and if you're skilled enough, you can actually time it right and get a special boost in addition to your normal start. Next generation console, obviously it's going to have better graphics, it's going to have better sound. So we really looked at, what does the console really do? What makes this next gen aside from look and sound? And that's really in the online space. So in Live Revenge, what you have is basically a persistent stat tracker. Basically turning your friends list into your enemies list. Microsoft's really into the community and community activities and getting gamers pit up against each other. And that's what Burnout Revenge on 360 really does better than anything else. Persistent stat tracking, so as I race against somebody who I might not have a relationship with, as soon as I take them down once or they take me down, we start this rivalry growing and I'm going to want to get revenge on them. And then they get revenge on me and whatnot. So it's a constant battle. And it's not just a matter of a race to get first place. It becomes a matter of how many people can I, get to be my revenge rival, or how many people can I take down before I get taken down, and what's the longest streak of takedowns I can get on someone before they take me out and we settle the score. With Save and Share, what we finally did was give the fans what they wanted, and that is the ability to do replays and save their crashes. Because a lot of times you'll be playing Burnout, having a great time, you get this awesome crash, you turn to your friend, hey, did you see that? And they'll be like, no, I was getting a drink. So with Save and Share, what happens is as you're playing the game on your own, the game is recording exactly what's going on. As soon as the race or crash, whatever finishes, I instantly go back into this replay mode, so it's kind of like a little TiVo. So the race will play, I can speed it up, I can pause it, I can rewind, fast forward, and then I can get to a clip that I want, and I can say, okay, start recording here. And then it'll basically record for as long as I want, up to 30 seconds maximum, and I can do that as many times as I want. I can take that clip, I can just save it onto my hard drive and want to take it over to my friend's house, or I can save it up and put it up on the internet. So I can say, hey, share this clip with all my friends. It'll go up on Xbox Live. Friends can go on there, look at it, they can download it to their machine, they can play the clip, they can change the camera angle if they don't like the camera angle I use. They can do either a behind the car, inside the car first person, or kind of a new scripted camera where it's like looks like a little edited trailer. Aside from the online stuff, we completely remodeled the tracks and the cars themselves. So every car has been rebuilt from the ground up to take advantage of the higher polygon counts, the more processor power. So the cars look a lot better. We've added things like new shader technology. We have what we like to call adaptive damage. So if I ring the car up against the right side, you'll see sparks will fly off the right side just like they did in current gen. But what is new with Burnout Revenge on 360 is I can rotate the car now with the right analog stick, and I can look and see all the different damage that's hit on the car. If I only smash into things on the right side, only the right side of my car is going to be damaged. In terms of are we going to take advantage of Marketplace or not, we definitely are. It's a big component to Xbox Live. There's a trailer that's going up on Marketplace anytime now. We're going to have cars on Xbox Live Marketplace to download. We released an Xbox 360 branded car for Burnout Revenge. You can get at any retail kiosk now. That car is going to go up on Marketplace in addition to some of these other special cars that we put into the game just for the Xbox 360. And then in terms of a demo, all I can tell you is that if you go up on Xbox Live Marketplace in the next couple weeks, you'll be pleasantly surprised. We're constantly putting new thought and thinking into how we're going to make a new Burnout game. I mean, it never stops. The process never ends. So how can we take this to the next level? What new things can we do? What else can we offer in the online area? What can we do on the offline area? Lots of different innovations is going on right now. Lots of planning. And I can't give you a firm date on when you can expect the next one, but I can tell you that, we're always thinking on, how do we make this game better? And how do we make it more fun, faster, bigger crashes, and more accessible to that much more people can go and play this game and really have a hell of a time.
was in that shot. Something's not right. It's hard. I'm stronger.
What do I do if he wakes up while you're in there? First time.
Huh?
You cut that out in there, you hear me?
I didn't even feel that. What's wrong with my hand?
Need some help. As usual, the truck got held up by those police who employ heavy muscle. No, I haven't. Help! Ah, shit! Turn that fucking thing off! Need some help here! Get me back up, pronto! I see you! I have visual contact.
The U.S. Army does not endorse or promote Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, but they do have a healthy interest in seeing that we are representing the U.S. Army, and it's in their interest to see that that's done in a good way.
The Future Force Warrior program was developed in response to looking at that next generation soldier. I mean, we understood that, the soldiers walking around in the battle space with other vehicles and aircraft that have great standoff, great range, great capability. What we wanted to be able to do was migrate that to the individual soldier. So, as I have kind of coined the term, create an F-16 on legs, giving the individual soldier the same type of technology and capabilities that aircraft and vehicles have. The development of the Future Force Warrior has actually been going on for a number of years. We have constantly been looking at inserting technology onto the dismounted soldier. The issue has always been weight and power. In the last 5 to 6 years, we've seen a dramatic decrease in wearable computer weight, for example. The Future Force Warrior program actually started around 2003 with the end state of going to an advanced technology demonstration in 2007 and then starting to field the Future Force Warrior system to our Army by 2010. That soldier will be part of a digital network that will allow he or she to talk to every other soldier, platform, unmanned, or manned vehicle, whether it be on the ground or in the air, and exchange data back and forth. The soldier will be able to see in day and night, greater standoff with weapons capability, redesigned body armor load carried system that gives the soldier a greater protection against enemy ammunition or threat inside the battle space.
The U.S. Army itself, with the Native Soldier Center, interacts with us in an authenticity capacity. When we talk about the Future Force Warrior, they want to make sure that it is represented as correctly as possible. And when we do the integrated warfighter system, they want to give us some pointers and things like that to make sure that we're not going totally off in the wrong direction. Nowadays, there are a lot of different military games out there. And while other development studios, if they were, say, modeling an AT-4 anti-tank weapon, might find pictures off the internet or in books, or maybe work off a model like this for reference, here at Red Storm, we just have an actual AT-4 to work off of. Over the years, we've developed a number of relationships with military gear suppliers. These companies provide us with a real-life gear to work from for reference. When our character guys are working on the Serpa Black Hawk holster, they actually have that in their hands that they can look at and they can get the colors off of and they can see what the textures are like and feel it. They can put a Beretta M9 in it and see how it functions and everything like that, so that their understanding of these things, they're not just looking at pictures off the internet to create this. They've actually got the real gear to work from. The integrated warfighter system is our in-game version of the Future Force Warrior. It was inspired by the real thing. We're able to adjust things slightly to make a better gameplay experience versus what might be real life, or we're able to extrapolate what we think might be the final version of this system. In a lot of movies and video games about modern soldiers, you'll see the basic battle dress uniform, or BDU. Well, the battle dress uniform for the Ghosts in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter is a whole new animal. This thing is really designed down to every stitch to be exactly what the soldier needs in those high stress, high movement, high heat environments. It's very tight fitting and sort of formed to the soldier so that the Ghosts can move quickly. They don't have to worry about getting snagged on things in the environment, stuff like that. The Cryo Precision Armor Chassis System is the main armor piece that you see on the Ghosts in the game. The armor plates actually don't sit right up against the soldier, they stand off a little bit. The advantages of this is that air can pass behind the plates, allowing for some passive cooling. It also means when those plates are impacted by things like fragmentation or bullet rounds, they actually have somewhere to move to other than into the soldier's body.
We're very lucky in that here at the Natick Soldier Center, we're responsible for the science and technology that goes into everything a soldier wears, carries, consumes, lives in, and lands to the ground safely under. We actually did the first load carriage study in the Army since roughly about 1943, and we found that our soldiers are wearing upwards of 120 pounds of external load. That's just gear. We have taken a conscious approach to really kind of strip the soldier down to skin and then build that soldier skin in and skin out, allowing the soldier to be lighter, more lethal, and more capable. I can't walk into an 18-year-old's room, whether that 18-year-old be a soldier or be a civilian, and not find an Xbox, a PlayStation 2, a computer, a PDA, a cell phone, a BlackBerry, for example. Well, those same individuals are our soldiers. So they are very not only excited, but welcoming of the fact that we're inserting that technology and giving that capability to the individual soldier.
The relationship with the various military contacts is really fantastic. I mean, in the end, you are able to interact with people who are putting their lives on the line every day to protect you and I. They're fantastic people. They're always willing to help, and they have a great interest in seeing what they do and what they use to perform their duties represented as realistically as we possibly can within the constraints of time, technical constraints.
We are developing the Future Force Warrior for roughly the 2010 timeframe. That being said, we know that there are technologies that are going to mature faster, and we're going to try to put those in the field earlier. However, we're not going to rest on our laurels, and we're looking at that next generation. What we hope to see in that soldier system, is really what we see in science fiction movies and that we've read about in books. A self-encapsulated soldier, very streamlined, potentially one uniform system that does it all. Integration of nanotechnology, not only for camouflage, but also body armor capability. The mating of the exoskeleton that saw great popularity in the Aliens films is actually a program that's being pursued inside the Department of Defense now, so they don't have to be so concerned about load for the individual soldier. Not to mention I can move larger things around that I myself wouldn't be able to do with my own body weight. Advanced fuel cell technologies, for example, that give soldier a greater battery life in more of a traditional sense, as well as greater situational awareness. We want to be able to put radar that would normally be an aircraft at the individual soldier level, so that soldier can see in 360 degrees all the time. I make the analogy. The Future Force Warrior is the F-16 on legs. That being said, the next generation soldier, which we now call the Future Warrior concept, will be our F-117 stealth fighter.
Rainbow Six has always been a reference for the tactical genre. We will go behind the scenes in our Quebec City studios. Welcome to the Rainbow Six Critical Hour Dev Diaries. In this Dev Diary, we're going back to the roots.
We created the Rainbow Six Critical Hour because we wanted to make an end to the era of John Clark, the commander of the Rainbow Six team. As he's retiring, he's preparing training for new recruits, so he's getting back to all the old adventure and missions that the team went through. We took all the Rainbow Six adventures, like from the original Rainbow Six and from Rodsphere and Urbanox. We will take those maps and revamp it to the technology of today in terms of graphic and special effects.
What's interesting for the gamer is getting to revisit the old games that they loved years ago. Going back to those environments, but with even better graphics. That's interesting. On the multiplayer side, you get to find your enemy in these familiar environments. For example, in the Zero Gambit environment, the Aztec Palace, people are going to say, oh yeah, I remember this mission. We definitely improved the artificial intelligence of the Rainbow. They're more professional, they listen to your orders better, they're way more efficient when they fight the enemy. We brought back the tactical aspect of the game. You have to use your squad in order to complete your mission, or else you're a goner. The enemy is way more dangerous, deadlier. We put back the tactical map. You see the environment, the enemy, you can plan your route. You've got to be cautious. You can't just run around, because if you do, it's you that's going down. I think the fans will be excited to see what we've done with their favorite Rainbow missions on the Xbox. See how we've adapted and even improved them.
Excellent. The bomb is disarmed. Great job, people. We're waiting for you back at the base. 6 out. This is the last straw. I'm telling the...
Ray Kurosawa, who's been missing her lover since his death. Entering into the nightmare. The only weapon in the war against the spirits, the camera obscura.
Another one of those red roll plays.
I did it!
Rated T for teen.
Akacha wa dodo kara kuru to. Akacha wa dodo こから来るの赤ちゃんは赤ちゃんはどこから来るの赤ちゃんはどこから来るの赤ちゃんはどこから来るの赤ちゃんは生まれたあの日のこと僕たちは忘れてる覚えてないよ生まれたあの日のことはパパママに聞いてみよう教えてもらおう愛ちゃんはどこから来たのひろちゃんはどこから来たの梅ちゃんはどこから来たのえみちゃんはかよちゃんはどこから来たのきみちゃんはどこから来たのくみちゃんはどこから来たのけいちゃんはどうせとまには生きられない心定め誰も一緒さ命与えてくれた人を大切になさいできるだけどうせとまには寄り添えない心定め誰も一緒さその時に愛を込める母さん父さんありがとうさやちゃんはどこから来たのしずちゃんはどこから来たのつみちゃんはどこから来たのせいちゃんはかえちゃんはどこから来たのちえちゃんはどこから来たのつみちゃんはどこから来たのけいちゃんはどうせ定めは変えられない時間は意外と少ない命与えてくれた人に笑顔を見せましょう生きるだけ生まれてた日に生きる意味は意外と身近にあるのさ今度の誕生日には言おう母さん父さんありがとうただ命の